Act 2, Scene 1. Time, a few days later. Place, the interior of the First Baptist Pentecostal Church of the Almighty Savior. A large man, in ministerial robes of a minister, is standing at the pulpit delivering a speech. His name is the Right Reverend Milton R. Montgomery IV, D.D. The pews are packed and a standing room only. Leona and Israel seated on a dais behind the minister.
Today, my dear friends, I must share with you troubling news. There's injustice in our midst. A young man, new to our congregation, has become the victim of the most heinous form of hypocrisy and deceit. Taken from the cradle under false pretenses and brought up in a culture completely foreign to us, he was separated from his people by others who filled his mind with all kinds of worthless thoughts meant to keep him in his place and deny him the chance to share his God-given talents with the world. And when he protested, he was tossed out of his home like a hooligan who had committed the most heinous of crimes, when in fact he had done nothing wrong. Nothing that could even remotely warrant any form of reprobation. Nothing except to pursue a dream. And after he was so cruelly ejected, he found himself on the street. And so was forced to turn to the one person who truly cared about him, his mother. His real mother, who birthed him. And who was referred to as his real mother who birthed him, and who, with the young man, is here with us today. It is with the deepest humility and utmost feeling of respect and admiration that I present to you Leona Macaulay and her son, Johnson Jefferson David Macaulay. And the sanctimonious people who claim to have our young veteran's best interests at heart are now blocking him from realizing his God-given right to achieve the American dream. And because of their stubbornness and spitefulness, he has been forced to initiate legal action to compel them to do what his real mother would have done for him if she could. But they just can't let go and must have their way at all costs, even if it means forcing the young man to make difficult and painful decisions. Their pride and arrogance is appalling. All they need to do is to sign a waiver permitting him to sign a lucrative basketball contract worth millions of dollars, yet they, who claim to be people of the book, adamantly will not relent. Injustice appears in many forms, but no matter what it looks like, its fallout is always the same. And think of the toll it has taken on his long-suffering mother, who has been denied access to her child since his birth. As the young man's spiritual advisor, I unequivocally support his effort to assert his right to sow the seed and harvest the fruit of his labors, pursuant to those lofty words found in the Declaration of Independence: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and pledge that I will stay at his side until this matter is successfully resolved.
End of Scene 1. Scene 2. Time, somewhat later. Place, on the street in front of Daleyville Courthouse. Ricky Reporter is facing the camera.
This is Ricky Reporter, reporting to you from outside the Dalyville Courthouse, where high school Orthodox Jewish basketball star Israel Leventhaler, whose story was first broadcast to you from SIN Studios, is suing to transfer parental rights from his current parents, who are Orthodox Jews, to an unknown woman who reportedly is Israel's natural mother. Israel sued after his parents refused to approve his wish to sign a contract with a pro basketball team. According to our legal experts here at SIN Studios, under state law, any person under the age of 21 must obtain written consent of a parent to sign a contract with a professional sports entertainment company. Israel's case has been taken up by the Reverend Montgomery IV by the First Baptist Pentecostal Church, who claims to be Israel's spiritual advisor. Our repeated attempts to interview Israel have been blocked by the woman who claims to be Israel's natural mother, and with whom Israel is now staying. Meanwhile, there are at least 14 pro teams, both inside and outside of the United States, that are vying for the opportunity to sign Israel. We'll be bringing you more from this story as it further develops. This is Ricky Reporter, reporting live from outside the courthouse in Dalyville. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, here is the unknown woman now. Madam, can you confirm that Israel is suing his parents?
None of your business. And don't call him Israel. His name is Johnson Jefferson Davis McCauley for short, and I'm his mother.
We have just heard from the woman who claims to be Israel's mother. Apparently, Israel has changed his name to Johnny. This apparent name change has not yet been confirmed. We'll be bringing you more on this story as it continues to unfold. Once again, this is Ricky Reporter, reporting to you from outside the courthouse in Dalyville. Thank you.
End of scene 2. Scene 3, somewhat later. Place, interior of the mediation room in the courthouse. In the middle of the room is a large rectangular table. On the left side of the table are seated Israel, Leona, Reverend Montgomery, Samantha. On the right side, Maya, Rivka, Coach Yusso Luchinsky, and Maharat Eleonora Bat Romani. Seated in the middle is the court-appointed mediator, Simon J. Appleton, Esquire.
This meeting will come to order. My name is Simon J. Appleton, and I have been appointed by the court to act as mediator in the matter of Leventhaler versus Leventhaler. As this is an informal conference, representation by an attorney is not required, and all comments will be off the record. Any questions so far? Good. Now, the purpose of this conference is to fully discuss the issues relating to this case in order to arrive at a settlement that is mutually agreeable to both parties. Do all present here understand that?
Yes.
And before we proceed, I will call your names and you will answer present. Israel Leventhaler.
Present, but I've changed my name to Johnny McCauley.
Duly noted. Reverend Milton Montgomery.
Present.
Leona McCauley.
I'm here.
Samantha Raudenstein.
Present.
Rivka Leventhaler.
Here, Your Honor.
Meyer Leventhaler.
Present, sir.
Maharat Eleonora Bat Romani.
Present.
Yusso Luchinsky.
Present, Your Honor.
I duly note that all parties are present. Discussions will now commence, starting with the plaintiff.
Well, sir, it's like this. I have a chance to go to school on a basketball scholarship, but those people.
You mean your parents?
Order! No interruptions.
Won't sign the papers allowing me to sign with the pros, and it's really screwing me up because now I have no money and no income, so I'm suing to have their parental rights terminated and transferred to my real mother, Leona McCauley.
How could you do this to us? We raised you from the day you were born.
Your Honor, I protest this entire proceeding. These people, they're using Israel because he's now a big celebrity who can make a lot of money.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't. All you're doing is putting on an act.
I am a caring mother, and if you'd not been so possessive, then I would have showed you how much I cared.
You were a drug addict when you gave birth to him, and now look at you. You have nothing. Meanwhile, we gave Israel everything, and now you and that hussy over there have turned him against us. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Have you been saying your prayers?
Yes, he has. Praying that he has nothing more to do with you.
That kind of nastiness is destroying my boy.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Madame, I believe your indignation is grievously misplaced. It should be directed at yourself for denying this fine young man an opportunity to live the American dream.
Sir, I take issue with that statement.
And how exactly are you associated with these proceedings?
I am the Chief Maharat and Spiritual Advisor for the congregation B'nai Yaakov Shabbatim, of which the Lebenthalers are members. And I will tell you right now, it is Ms. Macaulay who is seeking to deny Israel the right to live the American dream, not his parents.
No way. My boy here can make millions, and you're stopping him. You people think you run this country, but you don't.
We don't run this country. We live by a set of principles that place spiritual enlightenment ahead of material gain. As far as we are concerned, you're a corrupting influence on Israel.
My dear madame, your commentary is offensive. Leona is the boy's mother, and for you to denigrate her is to denigrate the boy as well.
Sir, the fact is that the woman, who has had no contact whatsoever with Israel for practically his entire life, is living in a shelter, has no viable means of financial support, yet has the audacity to claim that she has Israel's best interests in mind when she can barely care for herself. Both of you should be ashamed of yourselves for the way you've caused Israel to go against his own benefactors.
We've raised Israel to be a good, wholesome, respectable citizen. Not some grubby, money-making machine to be exploited by people who don't care for him.
Just because I want Johnny to be rich, don't mean I don't care about him. But in this life, money is what it's all about, lady. I'm poor, I know, and I don't want Johnny to be poor.
You're poor because of the bad choices you've made. That's your fault.
No, it's not. I just had bad breaks, that's all.
No one told you to start using drugs.
I couldn't help it. My parents threw me out. I was a kid. I wasn't to blame.
And now you want our son to be like you. That is repulsive. You'll ruin him.
No, it is you who will ruin him by blocking his chance to be somebody. He's smart, but being a bookworm, that's not in his blood. His name is Johnny, and his roots go back to the deep south, to ancestors who were farmers, pioneers, soldiers.
Slave owners.
Don't you insult my family. They never owned slaves. They worked, which is more than I can say for you. And now Johnny's got a chance to make a huge amount of money, and you want to stop him.
He can make money doing something meaningful, like serving his community.
That's right, his community, the American community, and not just your small, little, narrow sect.
We're part of the American community, too.
No, you're not. You set yourselves apart from us regular folk by the way you dress, by the way you talk, the way you think, that language you speak amongst yourselves. But I'm okay with that. You can live whichever way you want. But when it affects my son, that's where I draw the line. Just because I'm poor doesn't mean I'm stupid.
Nobody is saying you're stupid.
Then stop talking to me like I am.
Madam, you're becoming hysterical.
When it comes to my son, I'll act whichever way I want. Without John, I'm nothing. He's my only hope, and all you want to do is keep his head buried in books when he can become famous and make a ton of money. And remember, I'm Johnny's mother, period. He came out of me.
But you did not raise him. We did. Don't you understand that?
He's Christian and he's my flesh and blood. Don't you understand that?
Look, I don't disrespect what you did for me. You raised me and took care of me, but now I'm back with my mom.
Your so-called mom is telling you what you want to hear, while we are telling you what is right. There is more to life than money.
Sir, what is right for you may not be right for Johnny.
Stop calling him Johnny. His name is Israel, and he was studying to be a teacher to serve his community.
So he could labor in obscurity?
Is that all life means to you? Money? Aren't you being narrow-minded?
Not narrow-minded, realistic.
Being of service to the community has its own rewards.
Oh, Candid already. You know nothing. You want my boy to be a bookworm, while we want him to make money. Lots of money. What's wrong with that?
It goes against our religious beliefs.
Don't make me laugh. You people own half the town and maybe half the country. You're swimming in money.
And if that's true, that's all the more reason why Israel doesn't need to play sports, which is frivolous nonsense. The idea of one of our own playing sports, showing off his body, is outrageous and offensive, and we won't allow it. I'm sure these players get paid a lot of money, but are they happy? No. They all become corrupted, and when it happens, nothing can save them.
Sir, sports entertainment is the most lucrative business in the world today. And Johnny wants to cash in on the action, and you're stopping him from literally rolling in dough.
Rolling around like a pig. And we already told you, his name is Israel, not Johnny. Sir, please tell them to stop calling Israel Johnny.
What name do you want to be called?
I'd prefer to let you decide that, Your Honor.
What's he called at school?
At school, he's still known as Israel Lebenthaler.
And who are you to him again?
I'm Israel's high school basketball coach.
Now, how is he doing as a basketball player?
Israel is without a doubt the best high school player that I've ever seen, bar none. He can do it all, and he does it with ease. Ever since he joined the team, we can't lose. I've seen him do stuff on the court that even the pros can't do. Because of Israel, we have the best high school team in the state, and maybe in the nation. But even though we like to win and we enjoy playing sports, our goal is to produce scholars, not jocks. And I don't want Israel to become a jock.
Come on, Coach, I'm no jock.
With me, you never were. But now, I don't know, because these people seem to have their claws in you.
You're wrong, sir. Johnny is a kind, gentle boy who wouldn't hurt a fly. If he wasn't, I wouldn't be with him.
A nice Jewish girl pursuing a boy? Disgraceful. Where did your parents go wrong with you?
Keep my parents out of it, and nothing went wrong with me. This is how I feel, and that's all there is to it.
You ruined my boy.
He's my boy, not yours.
You ingrate! You came to us when you needed help, and we responded. Now you call us names? The nerve of you!
Blood's thicker than water,
But water is the source of all life.
and air's something we need to breathe. So what's your point?
The point is, you're a drunk. That's the point. All you care about is yourself.
Don't talk to my mother like that.
I am your mother, not her. That woman is a nobody, nothing but a conniving, selfish fool.
You can call me all the names you want, but I'm still his mother, and you're not.
Where were you when Israel first started walking and talking, or when he attended his first day of class? I nurtured him, not you. I'm his mother, and we want Israel to come home.
But you threw me out.
That was her fault, not ours. You can return anytime you want.
Return to what? To school? With no money? Give me a break.
No, to having a good life, because that's what he deserves. And that's where he belongs.
Wrong. Johnny belongs with us, not you. He is a member of the First Baptist Pentecostal Church.
No, he's not. He's a member of the B'nai Yaakov congregation. And as for you, you should be ashamed of yourself for the way you're treating your parents. Israel, save yourself while you can. Don't believe that con artist. He's just interested in your money. Come back to us. We'll take care of you. You know we love you.
You have a funny way of showing it.
What's funny about it? Your parents love you, while the people you're staying with now just want to use you. Take issues with my accusations all you want. I don't care. I'm telling the truth, and I'm willing to fight to save a member of my congregation from corruption.
I already told you that he's a member of my congregation. Isn't that right, Johnny?
I guess so. You mentioned something about them being interested in my money.
They're waiting for you to sign on the dotted line so they can take your money.
Why?
Calm down, Reverend. Well, that's what I'm waiting on too, the money.
You'll be signing your life away and undo everything you learned from us and ruin your life. Don't you understand that? Don't you see that it's a pipe dream?
You bet it's a dream, but it's no pipe dream. It's real. We're talking about some big money.
You mean big problems.
You messed up Johnny's head and made him into something that he's not.
That's the truth.
Israel, how could you do this to us? We loved you, did everything for you.
But you lied to me. You told me my mother was dead.
But we said it for your own good, and besides, for all practical purposes, she was dead. Look at her now.
She looks alive to me.
Not alive, just existing. There is a difference. She is bringing you down to her level.
Hey, that's my mother you're talking about.
I know exactly whom I'm talking about. Hilsel, what can I say?
If you were my son, I'd have you sent as far away from here as possible.
Coach, what do you want me to do? This lady is my mother!
No, this lady is your mother. She cared for you, nurtured you. In fact, I remember when she brought you home from the hospital. She was so proud that she did something so good, adopting a baby.
Sentimental rubbish.
So what? It's still true.
I've had enough of all this nonsense. Now let's get down to business. Are you willing to grant Johnny permission to sign with the pros?
He can do whatever he wants when he turns 21. But until that time, the answer is no. Neither my wife nor I will give consent.
So, you want the young man to wait 3 long years before allowing him to sign? That is outrageous. Indeed, I would go so far as to call it criminal. In 3 years, anything can happen. Johnny has to strike while the iron is hot. Those contract offers won't wait. Before he knows it, those offers will disappear, and he will be left with nothing. Do you want to be responsible for that?
You are talking about the future. I am talking about now. You can buster and filibuster, get on your high horse all you want. The answer is, and will always be, no.
You people are out of your mind. So, let me tell you right now that I have my boy's best interest at heart and will sign whatever papers that have to be signed giving him permission to play in the pros. I don't want my boy to lose a chance to make millions of dollars. This has nothing to do with me. It has to do with my boy. I'm just a poor woman who lives on the street. I don't want that to happen to my son.
This is all theatrics.
A lot you know. I'm a mother pleading for her flesh and blood.
Don't make me laugh. When you gave Israel to us, you voluntarily signed away your parental rights.
These legal details are irrelevant. What is relevant is the boy's happiness and what he wants.
It's not what Israel wants. It's what you want.
I'm starting to believe that maybe this whole exercise is a waste of time.
That's right, a waste of our time. We should be suing you.
Your stiff-necked willfulness is going to drive Johnny into the poorhouse.
Listen, I've been coaching high school basketball for 30 years, and let me tell you, not one of my boys ever wound up on the street, or in the poorhouse, or in trouble.
Well, you're talking about real Jewish boys. My son is not one of those. He is Christian, not a Jew, so his situation is different.
I've only known him as a Jew.
But he's not a Jew. He is Christian. He can't be both.
What are you talking about?
Sir, you're denying facts.
I'm not denying anything. Israel is a Jew. He's studying to be a rabbi.
Come. Johnny, a Christian rabbi? I don't think so.
All I want is for Israel to come home.
He has a home with me.
You call a homeless shelter a home?
Suits my needs.
Israel, come home with us now and we can talk about your future. Please, we love you.
I really don't know what to do. I want to play basketball, but I also want something more.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the tone of this conversation, it seems to me that the parties are in impasse.
Impasse? What does that mean?
It means that neither party is able or willing to reach an agreement.
Well, that ain't my fault.
It's not our fault either, but if you think we're going to forfeit our parental rights, we have another thing coming to you.
All Leona wants is that Johnny not be denied his opportunity for happiness, and so is asking that you be so kind as to sign on a piece of paper that will secure him that happiness.
And we don't want to stand in the way of Israel's happiness either. But we believe that by him turning pro at a tender age, he will be corrupted and will be acting in a way that's contrary to our cultural values and religious beliefs.
Well then, maybe the judge is right, and we'll have to take it to court.
Oh, you do whatever you have to do, but we're not signing off on anything. Not now, not ever. And for you, young man, you have some serious thinking to do.
Mom, Dad!
End of scene 3. Scene 4. Time, somewhat later. Place. A throng of reporters are standing outside the locker room at Talmudic Institute. At the front are Ricky reporter and his cameraman.
This is Ricky Reporter coming to you from outside the locker room at Talmudic Institute, where we have just learned that high school basketball star Israel Lebenthaler has been kidnapped. Coach Luchinsky will now make a statement.
Quiet, everybody. I have an announcement. Israel Lebenthaler disappeared right before the start of today's game. Currently, his whereabouts are unknown, but his parents have asked me to convey this message to whoever perpetrated this act to please release Israel unharmed. This matter has been reported to the police, who are currently investigating.
Coach, there have been reports that Israel has changed his name and has disavowed being Jewish. Is that true?
Right now, I can't confirm that. However, what I can confirm is that he's still a student at the Talmudic Institute.
Do you think that his disappearance has anything to do with this court case?
Once again, that's a matter for speculation. Right now, my concern is for Israel's safety.
Was Israel staying at the shelter in town?
As you know, for the past few days, Israel has been staying temporarily with some friends in town.
And are any pro teams still interested in Israel?
As far as I know, interest in Israel is still running high.
Is it true that one of the friends he was staying with was his actual mother?
As you know, it's a physical impossibility for anyone to have two mothers. But we are praying that Israel is safe and that he will soon be found.
Meaning what?
Meaning that we are all hoping for the best. I have nothing more to say.
At an impromptu news conference, Talmudic Institute basketball coach Yossi Luchinsky confirmed that Israel Lebenthaler is currently missing and that the matter is under investigation by the police. We'll bring you more information as the story develops. This is Ricky Reporter reporting from the Talmudic Institute locker room.
End of scene 4. Scene 5. Time, 7 years later. Place. A police interrogation room at the Daleyville police station. In the center of the room is a table, and at either side of the table, chairs. Israel is sitting on a chair on the left side. On the right side facing him are two detectives, Detective O'Hara and Detective Clemenza. O'Hara is sitting and Clemenza is standing. Both are dressed in civilian clothing. Israel is neatly but casually attired. He is clean shaven. Hanging from his neck is a blue Star of David, inside of which is a white Christian cross.
Okay, Israel. I think you got a lot of explaining to do.
You know, we've been searching for you for 7 years, ever since you pulled that disappearing act. You know that you had your mother worried?
Which mother? I have two of them.
You mean you had? I hate to break this news to you, but Revka Leventola died 3 years ago.
I didn't know that. That was my father.
Not feeling too well from what I understand.
I want to go see him.
Not so fast, okay? You're not going anywhere yet.
I came back. Isn't that enough?
No, it's not good enough. First, you have some accounting to do for the time you're away. So, what's your story?
All the nagging and fussing became too much for me. I ran away. I faked a report that I'd been kidnapped, shaved my beard, stopped dressing like an Orthodox Jew, changed my name, and started a new life, trying to figure out exactly who I am. Playing basketball was out of the question. To me, it meant trouble. It wasn't worth the money. I know people don't believe me when I say that, but it's true. But scrounging for work in foreign territories wasn't much of a life either, so I decided to return home.
Hey man, you caused a lot of people a lot of grief.
I guess I did. There's nothing I can do about that now.
Okay, we're going to offer you a deal. We're going to let you go and not charge you with anything, provided that you agree never to show up in this town again. Okay?
Can't I go see my father?
No, he's in a nursing home and wouldn't recognize you anyway. Also, he disowned you.
What about my mother, Leona?
Oh, her? After you disappeared, she left town with that flim-flam man, Montgomery. We haven't heard from either of them since. By the way, was Leona really your mother?
She said she was. Could I at least call this girl I knew?
Oh, you mean Samantha, what's her name?
Rosenstein.
The girl who had that crush on you?
Yes, her.
Well, I guess that's out of the question too. She's married now to that nephew of Maharat Batramani. She's got 3 children and lives outside of town.
What about Coach Luchinsky?
He retired 3 years ago, and the last I heard, he lives somewhere in Florida.
Then I guess coming back here was all for nothing.
I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
Because now you know that whatever you are looking for is not here. It's gone. By the way, you said you changed your name. What did you change your name to?
Hasidic Jones.
Israel slowly gets up, shakes hands with both detectives, and exits as the lights go out. End of scene 5. Scene 6. Time, sometime later. Place, the SIN studio. Seated at the table are Merle, Lucy, and Ricky.
There are reports that the National Football Conference may do away with certain penalties as a way to reduce the number of stoppages of play and thereby shorten the length of time to finish a game.
That's right, Merle. It seems that more and more fans are complaining about the lengths of the games, which are now averaging almost 5 hours. Many are calling for the networks to air fewer commercials, too, but you know that as long as the sponsors are paying the bill, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
As the saying goes, money talks.
Now, in another matter, we have in the studio our special correspondent, Ricky Reporter, who has a story about a controversial figure from the past. So, what's the scoop, Ricky?
Well, According to well-informed sources, Israel Leventhaler, the Orthodox Jewish high school basketball star who disappeared 7 years ago, resurfaced in Dalyville, and then as quickly as he showed up, he disappeared again. We spoke with town officials who neither confirmed nor denied these rumors. As you know, the situation with Leventhaler was one of the more bizarre sports stories, and all we can do now is wait and see if he resurfaces again.
Is it possible that he may be playing basketball somewhere else under another name?
Anything is possible. But as of right now, his whereabouts are unknown, and that's too bad because he had all the tools for greatness, but it just didn't happen.
Thanks for the update, Ricky. And now for our next story.
End of scene 6. Scene 7. Israel enters and faces the audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing before you today is the modern day wanderer in search of an identity. I'm part Jew, and that's all right. I say my prayers both day and night. I genuflect and daven too, and wear a cross with Jewish blue. I strut my stuff and go the mile to shul and church with a big broad smile. But if you want to split my case, I'll block your shot right in your face. And the basketball was but a toy, which brought some fun, but left no joy. So all you peeps who pull at me, just go away and let me be.
The end.